What's happening, everybody? It's a special little nugget of a live because Ryan Paevey's going to be coming on with me, and we are going to go into his studio, and also I think Andrew and Ashley are going to pop on too at some point. So there's Timmy. Let me see. I'm trying to see where Ryan is here. So if you're just new coming in, Ryan and I we're doing a giveaway for an Alzheimer's event, and he's going to design a custom piece of jewelry for the winner of the raffle. And to win, it's $100, and you get a ticket. And so let me see if I can find him. Welcome, Madeline, Jody, Maria Grazia is here. Bettina's here. Mason, what's up, Mason? So some of you know Ryan Paevey has a jewelry line called Fortunate Wanderer. Is Ryan here? I don't see him. Is there a request? There he is. Which is Lucky Traveler, right, buddy? Lucky Traveler, Fortunate Wanderer. If you look at some of Ryan's, hey, what's up, buddy? Are you eating an animal cookie? Or like a big jar of animal crackers?
I was at Target. I couldn't help it. I was just like, yeah, that's probably going in the shopping cart.
Right. And how nostalgic are animal cookies? Did you have them as a kid? I sure
Dude,
did.
I mean, very
Yeah,
happy. I'm very
it
happy.
makes you very happy. Yeah. I wonder if the recipe has changed. Like, I wonder if they've made them healthier or worse, like over the years.
I feel like this is one of those things that like they locked this in like 80 years ago, and that's just what it is now. This is
You
what
think
it is.
so?
I don't know.
You think
I
so?
mean, it tastes like childhood. It tastes the same as when I was a kid.
Yeah.
This brand, like, there's these kind that are like kind of puffy and smooth on the outside. Then there was like the Barnum and Bailey's like circus animals, and those were like legit cookies. These are something else. They're like crackers. I mean, they really are crackers, but like I don't know. I don't know. They're
Is it?
good. I don't know what is in them or if they've changed or anything like
Is it?
that.
It's hard to stop eating them once you start, right?
Dude, this is like a day.
Wait, that's a day?
Well, I've been in here building stuff, and I just set them on the table, and like you'll go cut a couple things, and then you come back, you're like, ooh, cool, and you grab like a handful,
Yeah.
and you eat some, you're walking around, and I set this thing in over here, I'm like, oh, I gotta set them down. I put it back here, and grab another handful. Yes, yeah, it's.
I bet you they'd
I
be
hope
really
they're
good
healthy.
with tea or coffee. Like, are you a dunker? I have to dunk if it's a croissant, like if I'm in Europe or something, or if I have a cookie, I have to dunk it in a coffee. Do you do
Yeah,
that?
it's for me. It's combination specific. Like these things, they can work with you if you dunk them. Oreos are a dunking thing.
Yeah.
My dad's side of the family is all Dutch Indonesian, so many were born in Indonesia but lived in Holland. They all speak Dutch and they eat a lot of Dutch stuff. Um, they have a ginger snap spice cookie that are called speculoos that are
I have
shaped
it.
up. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's a tea thing for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So there's
But
stuff, like.
yeah.
But these, honestly, I mean, I probably pounded half of these things just dry fistfuls of biscuits.
I forgot you were Dutch. I'm Dutch too. I grew up, my mom was born in Holland. So maybe that's why we're dunkers. Like,
Maybe.
you're right, the speculoos things go in the tea with the cream, right? Like
Yeah.
the
Oh, yeah, yeah.
condensed
Yeah.
the
That's
condensed
exactly what
milk.
I was envisioning.
Yeah, like a
Did you guys
black
have the
tea with
black licorice stuff too? My dad grew up on drop. Yeah.
Dropius. Yeah, the double zoot. And my mom just brought me, she was just here last week, the farm animals mixed with the
Mm.
cats. And so I do one
Super weird.
salty and one.
I never liked them. I don't know why. They weirded me out, even as a kid. Like they taste
Really?
okay, but like something about them is kind of creepy.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know. It's weird. And drop, I never warmed to.
So
Not my,
so
not my
salty.
thing. Ugh.
Yeah, I overwarmed. What you're doing with those crackers, I did with dropias. Growing like because my Paka and Beppa, well, they're from Friesland, which is a part of Holland that's
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
close to.
yeah,
Oh, you know what?
yeah,
They're all
yeah.
artists there. They're all
Yeah.
potters and painters and boaters. Like
I was
that's like
gonna say
where
a
my
lot of
parents.
boating, a lot of boating. We have
And they're
family in Amsterdam and Scheveningen, so a lot of
really,
people down by the water. A lot of windy, cold, if you could call it
yeah,
surfing, kind of surfing.
yeah, I guess so, right? Uh, have you spent much time there?
I've only been twice. We went once. I still remember the first time I went. I was like 12, and I had a Walkman, and I was like blasting the Offspring the whole time. This is back when like CD players with the mega bass boost thing on. That was like the fancy CD player. I felt like I was styling because I got one of those for Christmas.
Mm,
But I've only been twice. The first time we did a bunch though. We went to Belgium and Luxembourg and all over the place. We did a tour, and then the second time we stayed in Amsterdam the whole time and visited with family.
yeah.
My Dutch family smokes more than any humans I've ever met in my life. It's insane. It's crazy. Like
What
I
pot
have
or cigarette?
two cigarettes. I have two aunts. I have one aunt that she weighs like 80 pounds and she kind of looks like Skeletor. And I think she exists entirely on Marlboro Reds, black coffee, and French fries with mayonnaise.
Come on.
That's it, man. Don't
And she's
hate.
alive. And
Right,
she's
is still
alive.
alive. But in Holland, they calculate property value based on the width of your house. So everybody has like really skinny houses that are like 6 stories,
Right.
and they go everywhere by foot because the streets are so damn skinny. So you're getting your steps in, that's for sure. She's going up 5, 6 flights of stairs, God knows how many
Yeah.
times a day, and walking
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And
well,
they're always on their bicycle in Amsterdam. They're always on their bicycles,
yeah,
and
yeah,
they look healthy, and they don't have a sedentary lifestyle there. They're like, yeah. Belgium's the same. You've been to
yeah,
Belgium, right?
yeah, yeah,
It's really
yeah. It was
beautiful.
fun. It was fun. I haven't been to Europe in a long time. A long time.
You got to take your fortunate wandering arse over
I'm
there.
trying. I was laughing with somebody the other day. I was like, for a company called Fortunate Wanderer, I don't wander that much anymore.
Well,
Like my,
you do with your on your motorcycle, and you take really sick videos and stuff.
yeah, sometimes I'm getting ready to do that. So I was talking to you about. I'm gonna do this YouTube thing, but I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm trying to figure out what it's gonna
Oh,
be, because like
yeah,
there's gonna be some surf stuff, there'll be some
yeah.
moto stuff. It'd probably be mostly in my shop, which I've been building out a little bit. And look, I did a thing.
It looks really. Your shop looks dope. I love that thing, man.
I did all this stuff.
Yeah.
And now, like, I have been to Lowe's so many times for butcher block, I can't even tell you. It's insane.
Oh, why did you design that desk? Show me the desk.
I made it. Yeah, I made all of this. I made it.
You made that
Yeah.
thing? Your hands hurt at night?
Uh, it's weird. I grew up doing. It's funny for somebody that spoke English professionally for a decade. I grew up doing really heavy, hard stuff, like construction stuff. And my dad was the boss. So, and everybody thinks that that's a cushy gig. Being the boss's son is the worst job ever, ever, ever.
Right, right. I remember when I spoke to you
Your
before.
father,
Oh,
one of
you
those
just
things.
disconnected, I think. You're back.
And I don't have a sense of smell, so I get all the gross jobs too.
You just cut out for a second. So what?
I
Just
I have
move.
no sense of smell, so I get the gross jobs too, the ones that stink, like plumbing stuff.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fun. That's
that
re-
was me.
that's really nice.
It was great.
I remember in
Super
our
fun.
I remember in our podcast you told me about growing up that way and how you were that was a fun. A lot of people have seen that podcast. That was
Yeah.
like, and there you hinted to guitar. That's like, hey, I'm playing at Hotel Cafe. I want you to come play. And you're like, no, no, no.
No, dude, I'm terrible. I'm terrible.
Come on.
It's one of those things that like I want to. I have some nice guitars that are far nicer than someone of my playing ability deserves
Yeah,
to own. And they look at me sometimes and they're just like,
yeah,
like I just walk by them and I feel terrible. um,
yeah,
but it was, yeah, it's one of those things that like I always mean to spend more
yeah,
time doing, but
yeah,
I'm such a workaholic,
yeah.
and with the whole mental health situation, my biggest weapon against my darkness has always been productivity. But the double edge to that double edged sword, the second edge, is that once your darkness accepts productivity as like a medium of exchange, you now are expected to be productive constantly, all the time, all the time, no days off, nothing. So if I don't spend any of my day like busting my ass,
Yeah.
the voice in my head is all over me. So I have to speak so rapidly, let me go by. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Yes,
No, no,
self-serve pirate of me.
wow.
Uh,
Yeah, man.
but yeah,
I mean, that's why you surf and that's why you get on your motorcycle, right? Like that's got to be a nice break for like I don't have a busy mind, but unless if I stay still too long, my head starts talking. I have to be exercising or
yeah,
like moving my body. Like even 25 push-ups will get me out of my head.
yeah. You know, it's weird. I grew up kind of a gym rat, and then like the last year of my life has been pretty rough. I haven't I haven't been inside it. I went to the gym day before yesterday for the first time in probably almost a year, which is wild for me because I was like 6 days a week, two
Yeah.
hours a day, tracking macros, like all that stuff. I just kind of stopped.
Yeah.
Uh, but
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, this has been the year of aggressive
Yeah,
change,
man.
some of which unwelcomed, but we're kind of getting back into it. I'm pivoting professionally and doing a little bit better at taking care of myself physically,
Yeah.
going back to the gym, surfing a lot. Surfing kind of took the place of it for me because surfing is a very meditative activity for me. So it was
Right.
exercise, but it was mostly meditation.
Yeah.
Um, but we're figuring it out. Minus the animal cookies. I'm eating pretty healthy.
The little mini ab
I
hiders.
can't help it,
They're
man.
little
They're really good.
they're little ab hiders in disguise. They're
Yeah,
like everyone is just
I'm carb loading.
carb loaded. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
on
You,
purpose. This is fitness. It's
you
health.
need that energy for surfing. Well,
I'm about to
the
do a little
reason,
garage lift here.
yeah,
We're done.
I love talking to you, man. It feels like we do actually have people here with us. I
So,
your fans are so awesome. I don't think I've ever seen a live where so many of your people jump on like 800 or like 700.
they're
Like it's
good. They're good humans, man. They're good humans. I'm gonna do a meet and greet. Probably I was saying January, but I think it's probably gonna be February of next year. I'm just gonna do a free one. I know travel expenses will still be there, but I was supposed to do a bunch of meet and greets this year, and for a variety of reasons, I had to back out because I've just become very strict with who I do business with.
right.
Um, but I'm going to do one next year as a sort of goodbye, I guess. I'm kind of retired. So I figured I'd try to make it up to,
Right.
to everybody, and I'm going to do it at my little brother's restaurant,
Okay.
probably February of next year across 2 days. I know it's a long ways to travel because I don't have a big team, and it's just basically going to be me. But I'll hang out with you guys for as long as you want, and I'll sign stuff and blah, 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 blah. But that's down the line. I'll make a bunch of announcements. But I talked to my little bro about it. We're going to do it on a weekend, a Saturday and a Sunday, make it easier for everybody to travel, and we'll do it during the daytime.
Okay.
We're going to shut this restaurant down and do it for this thing, and nobody has to pay anything to go except for food. That's it. I figured it's going to be chilly. I got to get us someplace that has walls and someplace that'll feed and water us.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
everybody
yeah.
knows my little
Awesome.
bro by now, anyways. Toshi's been my oldest friend, man. We were talking about this the other day. I've known that kid for 33 years.
Wow.
Wild,
Wow,
crazy.
man.
But anyways, I'll make announcements about that. We're gonna do video thing and some jewelry, eh?
Yeah, so anybody who's tuned in here, if you go to there's a link in my bio, and there's a special page that's just for Ryan, and for this piece that he's going to create a custom piece, and every donation is going to go to every $100 gets you a raffle ticket to win the custom piece. And so once we draw that winner, and so the more hundreds you give, the more chances you get. And we put your name. You have to do. You can't donate anonymously. You have to donate. And actually, Ruth is on the site now. So if you guys Mary Malaro has donated, and I'll call your name out for donating. Lori Hurog has donated. Elaine, Alden, Tracy Spalding, Kimberly, Alessi, Gwen, Abrams, Richard Garrett. And so each, if they've donated 100, you get one ticket to win. And Ryan's going to like collaborate with you to make the thing. So you can find out.
A weird thing, not to toot my own horn, but I don't do custom work. So this is the thing. It's the first time I've ever opened it
I
up like
know.
that.
And
I don't mean that in like a it's not I don't mean it in like a hoity-toity I'm too good for it way. You know, my shop has always just kind of been a place for me to go and explore. And
yeah,
when they turn into assignments, it takes some of the magic out of it.
I
This is
know.
different. This is different.
Yeah. And I just asked you for a video and you're like,
No,
I'll
make it
do it.
a piece.
I'll
I'll
make a
make a
piece.
piece. Let's
So,
do it. If we're gonna do it, let's do it, man.
and
And there will be some collaboration. We'll find out some sort of an avenue. But you know, a custom piece is a custom piece. It's not just going to be like, here's a piece, just take it or leave it.
right.
We'll,
No,
you know,
no, of
present some
course.
options. We'll have a discussion about what it is that you're looking for in terms of aesthetics and sizing, and we'll make
Yeah.
something.
Perhaps you can come up with a list of questions and I'll connect with Ruth to that person and they can answer those questions and it'll be built like exactly like you know what questions to ask. So whatever, we could figure something cool out.
We'll figure something out.
Thanks for doing something. I was like, it's okay, man. Just find a piece you have there. We can do that. He's like, no, I want to make something custom, and plus your stuff sells out so quick. So it's,
Yeah, it moves
have
fast, man. It moves fast. It's a really good problem to have as a retailer. But yeah.
Hey, Andrew Walker just popped on. Let me bring him on with us just to say, Andrew, can you request to join? So this event, I'm not sure how much you know about it, but it's for Alzheimer's because Nikki Deloche and Ashley Williams, their families have been impacted by Alzheimer's. My dad was ALS, and I just really like this event. We did it in Nashville last year, and it's you have to request to join, Andrew. And Andrew, I don't know how to add you, Andrew, unless you request. Andrew was involved. A bunch of us.
Any of this stuff.
What's that?
I don't know how to do any of this stuff.
No. And so there's a dance to end Alzheimer's that a bunch of us actors that kind of know each other are helping to raise money for Alzheimer's awareness. And that is that's how I got involved with this was through there. So Andrew popped on, and I think that also Ashley. Oh, there we go. Ashley's coming on, and Andrew, and we'll find out the origins of the event from them right here. There's Ashley, and there's Andrew. I've never like. It might. We'll see.
Hey.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go.
Boys. Oh, and
look at that. There's.
I like it.
What's up, everybody?
Hi, everybody.
Going on, gang?
Well, we're just.
How you doing?
We're just talking about the event, you guys. Ashley, could you tell us the beginning of how it started? I was just kind of butchering my way through it. Can you tell us a little bit, but not wait till when you're done your task?
Oh no, I can do two things at once.
Don't stop her. Don't stop her. Don't stop her. Just keep going, Ashley. Just keep going, Ashley.
You guys, hi. I love you all so much. Thank you for hopping on here, and thank you, Paul, for organizing this. So I think it was 6 years ago, my sister founded the Dance Party to End Alls. Okay, it's a massive dance party, usually themed. So in past years, we did different decades, you know, so like early 2000s, 80s, 90s, 70s, etc. So this year, the Dance Party to End Alls is Halloween themed. It's in Los Angeles, California on October 27th, and tickets are available everywhere. But today, what are we doing, Paul, in order to try to get some tickets?
So there is both. So Ryan is creating a custom piece, and every $100 donated, we have a special page set up for this piece of jewelry through your friends at that you've connected us with. Blanking on her name, but every time they donate 100, they get a raffle to win this piece. And Ryan's going to ask a few questions and design it specially for them. So that's a raffle. And then the other thing that people are doing is they can, if they want to come to LA to the actual event, in my bio is where you get those two links. And you'll see the link in my bio for the actual event and also to win this piece from Ryan. That's what we're doing.
Can I I have a
amazing.
question. I have
Yeah.
a question.
Yeah.
Ryan, how long does it take you to do pieces, man? That's pretty incredible that you're going to do this custom piece for people. I mean, and
It
you're
de- it depends, you know. I mean, like if it's a big crazy cuff, it might take me 2 days. If it's a ring, I mean, it all depends on where we land. But you know, I mean,
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly spending a lot of time on film sets these days, so I think my schedule will accommodate. Um, I've got
Doesn't
time.
seem doesn't seem like you're missing a beat though, man. I mean, I'm following along in your socials, and the Fortunate Wanderer stuff seems like it's taken off, and you have some bigger things in your life you're taking care of right
Yeah,
now, which I think is important,
I would be a liar if I said I missed it a lot. I don't. Um, I
And
miss some
I,
people.
and I'm
Uh,
sure people wouldn't be lying if they didn't if they said they wouldn't. They're not missing you either, because
well,
you got
what a tangled
the
web we
Paevey
weave
pack,
from.
baby, the
Oh man,
Paevey pack.
you want to see something cool? Hold on a second. Oh,
Yeah.
you have to look at a blank frame for a minute, but I'm gonna come back in like 3 seconds because
Yeah. And
Okay.
Andrew, where are you at right now?
I'm in Vancouver, man.
Oh, so,
I'm in Vancouver. My
right.
new life in Vancouver.
And you're
Uh,
not in, so you're not in Ireland. This is so
there
exciting.
there's a mountain behind me, and
Mhm.
I just came out of yoga class with Cassandra, and she's in here, ordered us some lunch, and oh yeah, yeah,
I
look at
did. I
that,
went
man,
to an
Paevey.
event. You know how like we go and we sign stuff. I went to an event and they got me a shirt and they signed it,
Oh, look at that.
Oh, that
Yes,
Look
is
at that.
so
and I still have
cool.
it.
yes.
In case
That's
anybody thinks that we just pick it up and throw it away, I do not. It's been
amazing,
in the
man.
shop for probably 2.5 years now since whenever this happened, whenever this was. I don't remember which one it was.
Christmas con
Um,
or
pro-
Roma drama.
probably Christmas con, although those words will probably never leave my mouth again. But that was yeah. I've gotten
Hey,
a little
man,
bit
it's
strict
for the
about who I do
fans, though, right?
business with.
Hey,
So
time is precious, man.
Yeah,
I'm
It's
man.
just
I
good.
impressed.
It's
just
good to.
It's the one resource
It's
to
good
keep
to
me
see.
tomorrow.
Right. That's right.
That's
You're the youngest you're going to be right now, right in
and the
this
just
oldest.
second.
lost it. It just left. It just I lied.
It
That
just left. It
youngest
just
one's
left. Yeah, it
gone.
just left.
There it was.
Just now.
But you're
Fuck it. It happened
Ryan,
also.
again. It keeps
Ryan, are you
But
happening
you're
still
also.
surfing?
all the time. I surf today.
Are you?
Yeah,
That's
I surf every
Are
day.
you
the
where?
most
Where are
important
you,
thing.
man? You're in San Diego.
Yeah,
That's
doing
Awesome.
my.
amazing.
I just decided that I was not happy before, and I would like to be happy because happy is way better than unhappy. So now I bought a 1964 Chevy C10 that feels like driving a couch. It's like
It's like a
this.
living room.
It
Yeah.
has
It's
no seatbelt
awesome.
because that wasn't a thing. I guess in
No
'64 it has no
seatbelt.
radio. It has no air.
Wow.
I did pay to have power
Are you
steering
happy?
installed.
Hey.
Are you happy driving it?
It's super rad, man. It's like going back
Yeah,
in
yeah.
time. We
I want
just
to take
throw
a look. I
all the
want to take a
stuff.
look at.
It's great because it's like really kind of beat up. It's a patina truck, so like you don't have to do anything. I just toss stuff in the back. We drive very slowly to the beach.
That's
It'll do
great,
0 to 60 in 60 minutes.
Wow. That
I
is
just.
Perfect.
so good.
It's
I just
great.
turned off the comments. I just turned off the comments for a second because they were blocking Ashley and Andrew's face. I was like, I saw just this much of Ashley and then all the comments.
That's my
So
best part.
yeah, no. The comments, I'll turn them back on, but I didn't want to. I don't want to miss your face.
Oh.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm.
Come on.
Ryan, thank
I
you
always miss
so
your.
much for doing
Yeah.
this. Means so much
Yeah,
to me. A little backstory. Here's my mom passed away from Alzheimer's disease several years ago. Andrew's lost his mom, and Nikki Deloach, her father passed away from a really aggressive form of dementia, and so the dance party to end alls raises money for the research grant program. So this money is going directly to scientists. We're looking for a cure. We're looking for more information on, medications, prevention, all kinds of stuff. And all of that is from the research grant
I
program. So
will
it's a
make you
really,
the
really
nicest
exciting.
dancing that I'm capable of making. And I have some pretty stones and stuff here too. Like I got some nice stuff. There's a big sorry, you can't see it. There's a big tray of them in front of me. I've been rebuilding my shop, but I just placed an order for a lot of amber, which is cool. Look at this stuff. This This
Ashley's looking. Ashley's looking.
this is some Jurassic Park stuff in
Oh,
there.
damn, that's
That
beautiful,
Wow.
man.
could
Look
be a
at
velociraptor.
that. Yeah.
No,
And no,
nobody knows.
it's Ryan Paevey's skin. It's a
Just
piece
let-
of his skin
I
that he
haven't
cut
quite
off.
gotten to the point yet where I need to be selling my flesh.
Yeah, how much
But
for a
How
piece
much
of
is a
Ryan
piece of
Paevey's
I
flesh?
think
skin?
Yeah,
I would
that's
probably do the foot finder path before I started like carving myself.
Right.
Ash,
Because
And how
you
long
can
is
still
he
maintain
gonna?
anonymity, right? Like, is this a picture of a foot? I don't know.
I think you can retire after a pinky, just like little bits of pinky.
I don't know,
You
man. I got a lot of mouths to feed for a dude that doesn't have any kids. I might need like 7 fingers and maybe some toes and a kidney.
speaking speaking of raising money,
Yeah,
Paul, are you
yeah.
performing on the night? Are you performing
He's gonna
on
do the
the
dance.
the?
I am.
You
I
are,
am. I'm
right?
performing
You,
at the
Paul.
Alzheimer's event. Yes, 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 yes. And then the day before at Hotel Cafe. So if any of you folks are coming, and actually there's a bunch of little fun things happening that night before. And then yes, I'm performing at the event. And there's like
Fantastic.
so there's other chances to win a seat at our table with Kate and I. But we're focusing on this for now to get like all the people who want to win, because these are the folks on this live are a lot of Ryan's and yours, of course. And there's a bunch. I just want to call them out. Pamela Peachy donated. Amy White, Susan Karpinski. I think we're over $2,000 raised already
Hey,
towards this.
Is it is
Yeah.
link in your is the
Amazing.
link in your bio? Is the link in your bio, Paul?
Lincoln's in the Lincoln's in the bio. Yes, here. And
Sweet.
the very top one, it says win Ryan Singh. And how it works is every donation will enter your name. Just don't donate anonymously. Put your name. And then we have a randomizer that will put, so if you donate 10 or 1,000, you'll have 10 entries, so your odds go up to win this. And then we're going to draw on the 25th, which is the Friday before the event. So there's going to be 12 or 15 days between now, so we can really get a big contribution towards this and make a bigger impact. And so yeah, did you guys know that Ryan, when he does his drops every quarter, and how many minutes do they sell out in, Ryan?
we're 75% sold out in 10 minutes.
So he
And
creates
then
Incredible,
everyone
dude.
has to get
It's
creative
amazing.
with stuff he does.
the remainder kind of trickles. It happens in waves. There's like the initial wave. So I tell everybody you got to be there at noon Pacific, and I'm like, no, you really need to be there at noon sharp, like ready to go. I'm not trying to brag about it or anything like that, because I spend the next 3 days filtering through emails who are like, like I thought you had a new collection. I'm like, I did. It's gone already.
Mm.
And then I get a lot of emails who are like, your website sucks. Everything's sold out. And I was like, actually, that means the website's awesome because I made all that stuff. And it's sold. Uh, I don't know if you know how that works. But I mean it. Like, it happens like in 3 waves. The initial wave is the first 10 minutes. That's the bulk of the inventory. Everything that has a stone in it, gone. Then there's the volume stuff. Like I have a lot of charm necklaces, like little sand dollars and seashells. It reminds me of Two Tickets to Paradise. Um, and things like that. And I try to make sure that every collection is stratified in terms of the types of products, the sizes, and the price points. You know, we have like beaded bracelets and charm necklaces and stuff like that that are smaller and less labor intensive, and they're a little bit more financially accessible than big complicated pieces that might cost you $2,000, because it took me 3 days to make, and the stone was cost me $400 and like all this other stuff like that. But it kind of goes in waves, and I try to make sure that there's a little of something for everybody in every collection. Um, but yeah,
It's incredible, man.
it goes quick. So the big fancies, they're always gone in the first 10 or 15 minutes, all of them.
Wow.
That might be anywhere between 25 and 40 units
Just like
like
that.
It's
this.
fantastic.
So,
Hey guys,
So
I have
cool.
Cassandra's waiting for me for lunch. I
ooh,
just want to come on and say what's up.
Thank you.
Ryan, I miss hugging you, buddy. You look fantastic.
be around. I don't know if I'm
Paul,
going to be in Vancouver anytime soon, but if you guys are in SoCal, let me know.
we'll be we'll be down there soon. We'll be down there soon for sure.
Thanks, Andrew.
Take it easy,
Say
Appreciate
hi
you,
to
buddy.
guys. Thank you,
Cassandra.
guys. I will. I
Yeah,
will.
give Cass a
When I
love.
say hello,
She's right there, waiting.
hi to the back of Cass's head.
Cassandra said,
She'll love
"Bye,
that you said
Looks
guys."
like
that,
a
right?
lovely
Yeah,
Yeah,
salad.
exactly. No kidding. No
Bye.
kidding.
yeah.
Bye.
And so, Ashley, before you hop off, is there anything else that lovelies should know about this event? Obviously,
Yes.
there's this experience that Ryan and I are creating, and aside from this, there's also Ryan's offered to do video. Well, that's how it started. Like, Ryan, we do like a video. Travis Van Winkle said he'll do 3 videos. Brooke Dorsey's doing a video. There's a bunch of my friends that are actors that are like, oh, so there's once we get through this, we're gonna raffle. I just want to focus on this with Ryan, and there's other ways for people to win things that they want to win too. But what do you have anything?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah, I'm going to be doing my own Instathon. So please feel free to, help out Ryan, help out Paul's page, etc. And then I'm going to be doing another one. I can't remember. I feel like it was October. Nah, I haven't even announced it yet, but it's in my calendar. So yeah, and in that you can enter to win a seat at my table. I've got a bunch of signed scripts and props and stuff like that. So I'll have more information about that. But what's super exciting about this event right now, what's shaping up is how the event's going to go down. We've got some amazing performers, couple of incredible surprises. Jonathan Bennett and Melissa Peterman are emceeing. This is a Halloween themed event. So the costumes are do you know what you're going to be, Paul?
Yeah, I do, but I don't want to give it away.
No, don't tell us.
Yeah. It's a pair thing. Kate's gonna dress up as the other part of what I'm doing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Incredible. Yeah. So yeah, Jonathan and Melissa are going to have several costume changes throughout the night. Although there is a dance theme, dancing, moving our bodies, really good for community building aspects of, dementia prevention. Also, exercise is good for the body and the brain, but also this is turning into a night of laughter. Bringing in Jonathan and Melissa, the amount of laughing that we're doing on these planning meetings, it's through the roof. And Nikki and I are side by side the whole night. We've got so many exciting guests coming. Sarah Drew, by the way, also, I think is going to be picking her names today if people want to have an opportunity to sit at Sarah Drew's table. So the Hallmark community has come together in such an incredible way. It's blown my mind. And I so appreciate the support, because often dementia and Alzheimer's disease can be a really isolating illness. And the fact that we're all coming together in the spirit of this with no shame around it, no stigmatism, it's really like it warms my cold heart. So thanks, you guys.
Yes, you have such a cold heart. Well, thanks for hopping on. And what's the website again, just to sort of get an idea if people can fly in?
Yeah.
Where is it? It's a link in my bio as well if you guys want to check it out.
Yeah, it's a link in my bio. I don't want to mess up the website, but even if you just Google "dance party to end Alzheimer's," the Give Smart will pop up. But when in doubt, go to one of our bios and click on that link, and that'll be the right link.
Yeah. And
you guys are amazing. Yeah. I'm so grateful to both of you. You're incredible, legendary humans, and I'm really grateful for your friendship.
You too. Thanks for popping on.
Love you guys.
Thanks for hopping on. All right.
Thank you.
Bye, Ashley.
Bye.
We'll see you later. Bye. All right, I'll turn these on. What do you got, buddy?
Nada. Man, I'm getting ready to make a couple of gifts. That'll be the first pieces made in the new shop iteration, and then I gotta hook up some rigging up here for stuff to attach cameras to down the line, and then have some leftover butcher block from my projects that I'm gonna turn into a couple of cornhole tables, and I have just enough for these perfect little rectangles, and I got this thing, which just happens to be the perfect diameter
for
hole saw for the little holes for cornhole thing, right in the nick of time for summer to end, so we can all stand outside and be cold while we do this.
Right. Well, you should bring it to your meet and greet and play inside your friend's restaurant.
Yeah, right. No, the meet and greet, I'm just gonna do that at Little Brother's restaurant. I feel like Toshi's kind of been a part of my life for my entire life. I don't really have any memories of my life without him in it. And
Mm.
anybody who's followed my stuff knows, like, we're like the three amigos minus one. You know, like we go everywhere, do everything together. We surf all the time. So I figured, like, anybody wants to get into my life at all should probably meet this person. This is arguably my favorite human ever. So we'll come hang out at Little Bro's restaurant and eat. And he makes good food. It's a sushi restaurant. I know not everybody. It's in La Jolla in San Diego, so like kind of central San Diego County. And I know not everybody's a sushi fan. Wonderful chicken teriyaki bowls and like all kinds of stuff like that. We'll come up
Yeah.
with a menu that'll be like, cheap, basic fare to just to hang out, and that'll be that. I know it's a long way to travel for just one guy, but I'll hang out there the whole damn time. So we'll eat stuff, and they've got drinks. They don't have animal cookies, but maybe I'll bring some. But no,
If you want me to pop down and play a few songs, I'm open to talking to you about that too.
come here, just
If you
come
want,
hang, man. Just pop down. I got space. I got a pool table. I built a fire pit out back. I got a bunch of extra lumber I got to burn. So yeah,
All right. So if you're just tuning in, Ryan is custom making a piece to win. Go to the top link in my bio. Some of you guys will be watching this later, and there's a link that's there right for win a custom piece from Ryan, and every $100 gets you a chance to win it. So if you want multiple, you can do that. And we'll be announcing. Just stay tuned. We'll probably be announcing the Friday before the Alzheimer's event, which is in about 2 weeks. And there's a lot of people that are donating as we're talking. So, but thank you, man. I'll let you go. I just wanted to come into your studio again and share with all your amazing PV pack
yeah.
how they can win a custom piece from you
Yeah, we'll
and
do
do
a
some.
video and a custom piece, and all the resources going to something good. And I mean, I get it. It's the first custom piece I've done, but it's custom. I'm not going to just like make a thing and be like, here you go, this is what you
Right,
get. So
right.
we'll figure out a way to arrange consultations so that they're there for the design and execution of the design, and
That's
and
awesome.
then we'll make it.
That's awesome. So many people in the comments have people affected by Alzheimer's and dementia. It's
Yeah,
like
I'm
I would
dealing with a bit of it myself. So yeah,
what do you mean?
my mom's going through a whole bunch of stuff right now. So yeah, I mean, it makes me feel good to contribute to something that hopefully will help.
Yeah. Yeah, and
So
I love that it's not just going to like some random big association to line pockets. She said it's going directly to like the research part of the science, which with my dad had ALS, passed away from ALS, and the fundraising I did was for this lab that was actually going to do this cutting edge kind of new science to really find a cure, not to like keep the cure going, which a
yeah,
lot of these big foundations, a lot of the bigger foundations, they would lose $1 trillion a year if they actually found a
yeah.
cure. So
Well, that's where you start to kind of get into a more frictional conversation. When you start thinking about medicine as a business,
yeah,
then there's no customers in cures. There's no business in cures.
no, sir. No,
Pharma wants, and I'm not like a big pharma guy. I'm not a political guy. I'm not even a religious guy. I like to work and I like to take care of my humans, and that's about as philosophical as I get. But if you want to think about it from a business standpoint, it's terrible business to create a situation in which someone purchases your product once and then never returns to your service. What you want is a subscription. You want a renewable income source. So it's a lot more money in treatment than there is in
I
curing.
know, man. I know.
That's a whole other can of
No,
worms.
it's
And these days, I like peace. I don't talk politics. I don't talk religion. I don't talk any about that stuff because everybody's blood pressure gets elevated. I like to make stuff, and let's go to the beach and go for a surf, even though it's
I
cold.
love that, man. I avoid politics on my channel. I talk a lot about health and well-being and fitness weirdly enough, that stuff's
Yeah,
controversial.
yeah, yeah. Well, the downside line discussion of anything is that
Oh, you
everything
just
can be made
fro-
controversial.
say that you just froze
It's doing the
for a sec.
Minecraft
Say
thing
that again.
again. Oh, wait.
Yeah, your mic.
It's thinking.
There you go. Yeah,
It's thinking.
there you go.
Is it back? It's
It's
back.
coming. You're surfing. You're surfing a bit.
I am always surfing a bit. I surf almost every day. It's the first thing I do when I wake up in the morning. I've gradually turned into my father. Uh, but yeah, man, I mean, everything can become a heated debate online. That's why I don't participate online in basically anything. I the last year and a half of my life has taught me a lot about how dangerous the phrase "I'm fine" is, and how you need to proactively pursue things that make you happy.
Right.
And that's also kind of what the tune of my YouTube channel thingy is going to be.
Yeah.
It's it's you can be financially successful, you can be all kinds of stuff, and still look around at your life and be like, I'm not happy with the way that this is going,
Yeah.
and I would like to do something different.
Yeah.
So I'm
Well,
going to do that. And it's either totally going to work and everybody's going to see it totally work, or it's going to totally suck and fail and everybody's going to see it fail. But it's all right. You got to do something. I'm a big fan of the concept of you got to crack some eggs to make an omelet.
that's right. That's right, man. And
Gotta.
it's always and there's sometimes there's a bit of a mess. I love that you fail and fail quickly so that because you learn more from your
You
failures.
learn. You
You
learn
learn.
way more from failures than you do from successes.
Oh yeah, because when you're succeeding, you actually stop learning because you think that you're
You think you've
the
got
man.
it. Yeah, you think you've got it now. I don't need to worry. No, I did. I did it. It worked, right? I'm like, no, no, no. Yes, you did it, and it worked. But there's room. There's always room for improvement. There's always
Yeah,
room.
man. Yeah, man.
You know, that's a big. I've always kind of been obsessed with Japanese culture, and that's a big thing in Japanese culture. Is kaizen, is the concept of perpetual improvement.
Mm,
That perfection is unattainable, and so it's a great line of thinking to stave off complacency. That's what happens. You know, Deepak Chopra talked about that as well. You know, in business school, you get to a certain point where you've achieved what a past version of you thought of as success, and then you stop trying anymore because now you feel as if you've arrived and you don't need to do anything anymore. And then you become complacent. You just sit and you stagnate. The idea is to not do that. Keep
yeah,
keep going, keep trying. Yes, you did it and it worked, and we're very happy for you that it worked. Can it be improved upon? I put money on it that it can. You
yeah,
know, you know, I know how to make all kinds of stuff in here. I am by no means a master. I know how to execute a number of different things. I've got a
yeah,
good little, you know, tool bag here that I can draw from, a paint palette that I can create stuff with, but I'm always looking for new stuff. I have new ideas. After the holiday collection, I got to pay my taxes and make sure that I can, you know, eat and live and stuff like that. And then I've got some ideas for capital investment in the business for wax injection molds, and
yeah,
going to probably branch out into working with gold in 2025. So there's always room to learn new stuff, you know?
yeah.
And
You could get
I,
to
like we were talking about the YouTube thing. I suck at technology. I'm really good with a hammer or a saw or a blowtorch. Like that stuff makes sense to me. Computers, not so
right.
much. Not so much. But I have to learn.
Yeah.
I have to learn. Anybody who's been party to my sale and has had like some delays in the past where I'm like having a panic attack because I'm like, the computer's not computering and I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I figure it out, but there's definitely a minute there where I'm just like, why am I so bad at this? Like,
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I have some crazy news
Hit
for you. Crazy.
me with-
The time that we've been on here, we're like three-quarters of the way to the goal. So Claire, I'm gonna just name some people that have actually
Hey,
donated while we're on here. Like I think since we've been on, 3,880 has already been. The goal was 5K,
nice.
uh, and I think I should have said it a lot higher. Because this is how this just speaks volumes, dude, to what you're doing and like how much people value so not just supporting like this cause but like to get their hands on something you would make for them. So Kate Gerchensen, Laura McEntee, Rosemary Mancini,
Yeah, yeah, I know Rose.
um, yeah, you know Rose.
I know Rose.
Marcia Leroy, Sherry or Shari Jakowski, Ricky Williams, Claire O'Donnell, um, and then Marcia Leroy, Amy White. I said that before. Maria Grazia. So, Maria.
Maria.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I recognize
So
a bunch of these names.
there's been a lot of and then the people who watch this later, they can just go to the link in the bio. And someone donated $1,000, so they got 10
10 entries.
10 entries to win. So that I think hopefully they didn't, because it says someone. So hopefully they didn't do it anonymously.
Do it anonymously?
They might have. They actually might.
That would suck, man.
Not maybe they just wanted to do that. They just wanted to.
Maybe. I retract that. If that's indeed intentional, that's a really generous, selfless thing to do.
Yeah.
To contribute just for the sake of contributing is kind of the idea. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, that's my thing. That's my end. Video, absolutely. When you hit me up and you were like, you can do video, we can do better than a video, man. Let's do. I got time. I got nothing but time.
You got
So
you
let's.
run out of time when you run out of your animal cracker.
Yeah.
So you gotta go back to Target.
It's not an everyday thing. I went to Target like 2 days ago, and I'm still in like the honeymoon phase. You're making fun of me with my cookies.
I'm
I
not
like my
making fun. I'm not making fun. I love those cookies. I love that you're Dutch, and I love that you dunk.
Yeah,
Because
man.
that makes
Selective
me
dunker. Selective dunker. Not
okay.
for everything. Because
No.
like these, I've been eating these dry for 2 days. So they're so great. They're great. I love them. I love them. Edible nostalgia.
Yeah, that's it. You're eating your past. Oh shoot, you said something before. Oh, it was Andrew that said it. You're the oldest. You're the youngest you'll ever be today.
Right now.
But you're also the oldest you've ever been.
This is true.
It's like we're in this moment of like so much is happening in this moment. You're the youngest you'll ever be, and the oldest you've ever been. It's just like
This is what we call a temporal confluence.
yeah.
It's two infinitesimally small periods of time that exist in the same space. It's almost a Schrodinger's thing because you are at the intersection of past and future right now. But the amount of time it takes to compute to think that thought means that that point has already left. It can never be attained.
That's crazy, man.
It just happens. Right now, I just thought about it, but
You're in the Matrix again. You're in Minecraft for a second.
and that realization, it never happened.
That Schrodinger. That I just heard someone else talk about that Schrodinger effect in a different way, but that's a really great example of it.
It's a trip, man.
You are a philosopher, man.
Well, I am a thinker. I am a thinker. But for me, you know, I am also a realist right now. And the realization is I left a career and I'm attempting to build another one.
Yeah.
I've got real life stuff to pay, just like everybody else does. I don't know what everybody thinks about, you know, film and television, but not all of us are bazillionaires, you know. I got family to support and friends to support and rent to pay and bills to pay and stuff like that. I'm not sitting on cash. I have to work, you know, and while I find philosophical debates enriching, I got bills to pay, baby.
That's right.
I need production. I need to be productive. And I'm building this next thing. And again, I know what I'm doing with torches and stuff like this, but building this next business thing, trying to learn how to make a business online, I am slower than molasses at that because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. But the beauty of this journey is I kind of want it to be transparent throughout. I want everybody to watch so that, not that I'm like Mr. Motivational, but there's a solid probability that I'm going to screw this up royally and make a ton of mistakes and maybe fail. Who knows? And the idea is you have to try something. It's okay if you guys watch and I screw up and this totally blows up in my face and it doesn't work. That's okay. Failures are still successes. You still learned, you know?
Yeah.
I know how to make a bunch of stuff in the shop now, and I only know how to make all of that stuff from a bunch of things that didn't work.
Right.
That's
right. Exactly. That's what we're talking about. Fail quickly so you can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're powerful teachers. Failures.
Yeah. Success is the worst teacher.
Yeah. I've made a lot of mistakes in the past few years business wise that have taught me much at great expense.
Yes.
But you know, but that's the universe's way is it will provide the environment necessary for the lesson to take place.
Yeah, man.
So, and that's the thing, you know, if you learn better from negative experiences.
Yeah, it's so interesting, right?
That's why pain is such a powerful messenger in your body.
Yeah.
You know, when your body's like, I really need your attention right now. This is important. Things hurt.
That's unreal. That it's true. But when you're in it though, all you want to do is get out of it into a place of comfort and leisure. But it's like it's hard to learn the lesson when you're in the lesson. It's always like the Chinese farmer parable. Once you looking back on your horse ran away and brought back a horse. Do you know that parable?
Kind of.
So there's a Chinese farmer. By the way, we've just reached our goal.
Hey, all right. Looks like I'm
That
making a piece.
it looks like you're making a piece. Um, there's the Chinese farmer had a horse that ran away, and when it in and the whole village came to him and said, "Oh, you're so unlucky," and the farmer said,
Oh, yeah,
"Maybe."
yeah, yeah. I have heard this parable. Yeah.
Then the horse brings back a team of wild
A
stallions.
bunch of wild stallions. And he's just like, yeah, but look.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
and
And
they
that
say
was
you're.
unforeseeable.
Then he says you're lucky, and he goes maybe. Then his son tries to break them, but he ends up breaking his leg, and they're like, "Oh, you're so unlucky," and he goes maybe.
Maybe.
Then the army comes to take away all the young men to fight in the war, but they can't take his son.
Because
So
his
the
leg.
town says you're
Yeah.
so lucky, and he's like, "Well, maybe."
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like we look back at things later as the best thing, but when you're in them, they seldom feel that awesome.
Well, I feel like that's been my whole life,
Yeah.
honestly, though, is I try to kind of live that thought. I never wanted to be an actor, and I didn't think it was going to work when it started at all. I didn't have anything on my resume. I mean, you know how it goes. Imagine showing up with nothing and being like, I would like a job, please. Like, not exactly how things work. I've always just kind of uh, I feel like I had this picture in my head when I started all of this stuff. And it was weird because it was at a time in my life when I wasn't exactly Mr. Philosopher and I wasn't like terribly meditative or anything like that. But I really did have this picture in my head of pushing off from shore in a boat with no oars and just I'm just gonna go where the current takes me, you know. I don't I didn't do any postgraduate work. I didn't have any long-term plans or anything like that. I was a grunt, man. I was gonna be a bartender and a handyman for forever when all of this started. And I've been very lucky that the current of this particular river took me to some nice places. And I'm still there, you know. I had some calm waters for a while there. I find myself in some rapids now, but I'm still in the same boat. I'm not getting off the river. We'll see. I have no idea where I'm going right now, and I don't have any oars either, so I'm just kind of figuring this out as I go. But, you know, it is what it is. Thankfully, I surf a lot, so my paddling muscles are pretty good.
Yeah, you can
But
reach your arm in.
yeah,
You don't have
I can kind
oars,
of
but
say
you
I have
got.
a little bit of, I have some control a little bit these
Yeah.
days, but honestly, it's fun. It's fine. You know, you can either look at this great unknown with,
Oh, Matrix.
or I can be really
Thank
excited
you,
because I have
everybody.
absolutely no idea where this is going. So,
Yeah, yeah,
so I'm, you know, I'm in the same boat I was 14 years ago when this whole thing started, where I feel things changing, like from an elemental
yeah.
standpoint. And I'm interested to see where that goes. It's either going to land me someplace great or I'm going to starve to death and become homeless. Who knows? Find out on the next episode of What the Hell Is He Doing?
That's what you should call your YouTube channel. What the hell is he
Yeah.
doing?
What
So
the hell is he doing? That's
I'm
going to be
gonna. Oh wait, Sally just donated and Vanita. So we're gonna move the goal so that we're not stopped just
no,
because we
just
reached the goal.
keep moving it, and we'll set a date. And I like I said, I'm good for a piece and a
Yeah,
video and the
I
whole
got
the
I got
whole.
the I got the date that we're gonna draw will be. I thought we need just if everybody we have your email. Anybody who's donated, we have your name and your email unless you donated anonymously. So we will email you. Hopefully, we can get that list from them, or just stay tuned. I'll announce the exact day we're going to announce the winner of this piece, which will be really exciting. For now, it's going to be Friday at 2 o'clock, the 25th, which is about 2 weeks, um, and and then we'll just pop on. We'll announce the name, and then we'll make sure we get the questions from you, Ryan, so we can find out
Yeah.
exactly how this person how the piece can be the most customized for them. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And I can, I mean, it could be a ring, it could be a cuff, it could be a necklace, it could be all kinds of stuff like that. We'll talk about sizing, we'll talk about stones and all kinds of stuff like that. But I have a lot of stuff to work with in my
Yeah.
shop. I'm sure we'll come up with something.
It's so amazing. I love that some of that amber you showed, and the other day you showed me some of your turquoise that was just
Yeah, yeah. I got a whole bunch of stuff. Turquoise, and then another stone that's kind of similar to turquoise is called Desert Bloom Varisite, and it's like one of my favorite
did
stones
you
to work with. I could get there, go out of the bag. stuff like that.
Oh, look at that.
Right.
I love the shape. It looks like an arrow, like a tip of
Yeah,
an
yeah.
arrow.
This one here makes they make good necklaces, or these ones here. They're almost shaped like a dog tag. I like to do prong settings on those.
Where
Um,
where do you get your stuff from? Like the Arizona show or all over?
Instagram, man. I mean, I do go to the gem shows. I'll be at Tucson. I have a bunch of. There's probably 6 lapidaries that I work with that I just have a personal relationship with, and I just shoot them a message, and I'm like, "Hey, I need X and such material." I messaged one today looking for amber. I messaged 2 today looking for amber, and I try to incentivize it for them because amber is different than stones. Amber's an organic, and on a lapidary setup, it can kind of gum up their works a little bit. It screws up their tools. It it just gums things up. It's different than cutting stones, which basically produces powder like talc afterwards. This stuff, it's dried sap, can mess up their cutting wheels. So usually instead of just buying like one stone, I talk to them. I'm like, well, what's the value of this slab? Like I'll buy the whole thing so that it makes it worth it for them if it's going to gum up the works. And I'm like, I'm not going to buy one cab. I'll buy 30, and then that way, if you've got to replace your wheel, at least it incentivized it for them. So
Yeah.
I'm always looking for material. I'm always looking for onyx. I'm always looking for good amber. Um, I have a good line from a couple of mines on this desert bloom. And I've been kind of working with some gemmy stuff lately too. So I get a lot of tourmaline from Brazil and from Afghanistan. Afghani tourmaline is really, really beautiful stuff. Different color than Brazilian stuff.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I mean, I'm always. It's really strange that I'm 40 and I make jewelry. Who
Why?
knew? I
That's
don't
pretty
know.
awesome. I
No, I
think
think
I
it's
think it's
rad.
pretty awesome.
I not a day goes by I don't sit down in here and feel lucky that I have this for a variety of reasons, not the
Yeah.
least of which being I have absolutely no idea how I would be eating otherwise. Um,
Right.
but
No, of course.
but yeah, I mean, like I like my shop. It works out good. I have
I want to
a
come
nice
this
creative
year.
space, and it's rad. Yeah, anytime you're San Diego, let me know, man. I got guitars and
I want
motorcycles,
to
all the
I want to
things.
take I want to take Austin down to the zoo down there
Yeah,
and show him.
dude, you got to go to the wild animal park
Yeah.
and zip line over the animal enclosure. You go above them.
What?
It's wild.
Okay.
It goes through the enclosure, and you'll go over the rhinos and the giraffes and stuff like that. It's wild.
That's
I
funny.
had one of them rip a giant fart when I went over him last time, and it was amazing. And it was like we were low enough that I was just like, "God bless you."
No.
It was great. No, but
That,
it's awesome. They put you in the back of a truck and they drive you all the way up to the top of this hill, like way in the thing. And it's like we're not talking like a 20-foot zip line. It's significant. It's super fun.
oh,
It's maybe half a mile long, and at some point you're about 150 feet in the air. It's cool. It's a
I,
really cool way to explore there because their whole back area is just all open roaming.
it's called Wild
It's the
Animal
wild
Park.
animal
Okay,
park. It's
I'll have
really
to.
cool.
We'll
It's
make a
beautiful.
trip of it. We'll get some sushi. And
Yeah.
then
No, a guy.
I'm gonna call you because I want to talk to you about YouTube and Patreon and a few
Yeah, yeah.
just because I've been farting in a. I mean, I've been on YouTube for 20 years. I've been throwing things at it. You're very niche specific, so you'll grow really fast.
Maybe.
My YouTube was
I
sketch
do a bunch of
comedy.
stuff. I got motorcycles, surfboards, and blowtorches.
There you
It's
go.
probably what you'll see on my shop. And then a cup.
Wow.
And who knows? Maybe the cup contains ice water. Maybe it's a margarita. Find out next.
Right, right,
But
right. Or you'll never know.
you'll
You'll never
never
know.
know. I do have a very extensive nerdy mug collection that make me very happy.
Good.
So,
Like a nerdy like
oh
coffee
yeah,
mug.
like my favorite one at the moment is a Lord of the Rings one that has a map of Middle Earth all around it.
Oh, that's
Every
pretty.
time you drink it, you can be like, oh,
So,
potatoes.
so when you set up the way you set up your cameras for your YouTube channel will be really interesting, and you could drop some of your your philosophical thoughts that as you're doing this. But I'm going to call you because I have an idea
Yeah,
for you that I think you'll really enjoy. I think it's just very simple. It's kind of a no not a lot of extra work, but you can give some folks at your work, some of your fans and the people that want to support your what you're doing, another avenue to do that, other than just buying jewelry. They
yeah.
actually get to spend time with you while you make it, which is really amazing.
Well, and that's kind of what I wanted to do. It's part of the reason that I gave my shop a
Yeah,
facelift, you know,
yeah,
is to make it a little bit more presentable. I'll have to
yeah,
stay on top of cleaning it a little better, but you know, it's okay.
yeah.
Um,
Well,
yeah.
I'll give you a ring, man. We just had another $1,000 donation, by the way.
Hey, man,
So there's another person that has 10 entries to win this.
their names
They're
attached.
there would be oh yeah, there would be
Okay,
the
cool.
name. Oh, there's
Because
not.
the other one's anonymous, huh?
That's I think so, but I don't see the name on this one. That just let me try to open the. I have Ruth, who I was talking to you about earlier,
Yeah, yeah,
sending me names and totals.
yeah,
I'm not actually on the website watching it. I'm
yeah,
actually just watching. So we're going to share. If you're watching this live later, because we're going to share this on YouTube and a few places, um, you can go to the link in the bio. And as long today is the 9th of October, we're going to be running this until the 25th, where we'll pick the winner.
yeah.
So I didn't expect to breach this during this live. I can't even believe it. We're at 6,000, whatever. Um, and so I'm just so humbled, Ryan. Thank you
Dude,
for what an
pleasure.
incredible supportive group of people that love what you're doing.
I am very, I mean, fortunate wonder. I am very fortunate.
You're
I am
very
really,
fortunate.
I mean it. Like, I mean it though. Like, not to get all hippie, not a day goes by that I don't have at least one moment where I look around, real talk, at my life and I'm like, God, I have no idea what I did right. But
Mm,
things very easily could have worked out so differently so many times in my life. So many times. And I'm very fortunate and I feel very lucky and very grateful that this is my life. You know, we all have problems, we've all had bumps in the road and stuff like that, but my God, I have weathered most of the storms that have come my way in my life fairly well, and probably not due to me being like really on top of things. I've been really, really lucky. I
yeah,
really have
yeah,
been very lucky.
yeah. And
And just
I don't know
my
what's been
head
going
down
on
and
with
live quietly now.
you. What?
I just keep my head down and live quietly now. I am grateful for where I landed.
I don't even know what happened in the last year with you. Like I'm so sorry. I feel like a bad friend that
No, it's all right, man. It's we'll talk. We'll talk. The last year of my life has been like a nonstop onslaught against my mental health in the personal and professional spheres and just all kinds of stuff. But it's been a powerful lesson in letting go. And I grew up in a very authoritative. I get this a lot. You're like, you're so serious. And I'm just like, you think I'm serious? Jesus, you should have seen the house I grew up in. Fuck, man. My mom has a master's degree in psychology, and my dad was essentially a construction foreman. So let's just say that the average blood pressure was elevated all the time. It took me a long time to kind of lighten up a little bit because I didn't really come from like a light environment. Everything was very strict and very
yeah,
and it, you know, like I said, the universe will, to get all hippy dippy on you, will present you with the circumstances necessary for you to learn this particular lesson.
yeah,
And letting go is a tough one when you're programmed to be like a control person.
sure,
You know, that was a tough lesson to
yeah,
learn,
yeah,
and but a good one. You know, a necessary one. And
yeah,
it's fine. And again, I am lucky. I am lucky. I have had to say goodbye to much, but I am still very, very lucky. I am. I could sit in here like my project today is to chop up a bunch of spare wood that I'm gonna add to my firewood pile in the back. That is the remnants of a rebuild of my shop that I'm very grateful, A, to have a shop, and B, to have been in a position to afford materials for it.
yeah.
Um, you know, and I've got some scrap left over, so I'm going to turn them into cornhole tables because I don't know why not. That's
Why not?
and then
Why
then
not?
there'll be conversation pieces. They'll be like, "Why do you have cornhole tables made out of butcher block?" And I'll be like, "Funny story. You've been in the shop. That's why."
Yeah,
Uh, but yeah, man. I mean, like it's all about learning to reframe the way you look at the events in your life. I've had some nasty shit happen in the past year or so.
right, right. You can be a victim to it, or you
Yeah,
can reframe it as like, why not me? Instead of like, why me?
yeah.
Like, why not me? And you're right. Oh, by the way, Vanita and Kate are the ones who each gave 1,000. I'm
Okay.
not sure if you
10 entries
know.
apiece. 10 a pop.
What's that?
That's 10 entries apiece.
Yeah. So they're those are the ones.
They're
I'm not sure.
yeah, they're in the thick of it. Sure.
Do you recognize their names,
I do
Benita
not.
and Kate?
I
I'm
do not.
wondering. I don't see their last name, but have you heard of Richard Rohr?
His name sounds familiar.
Yeah. So he's Bono's like spiritual advisor, but he's a Franciscan monk, and the Franciscans are the most kind of esoteric
Yeah.
and hilarious. Like they don't take themselves very serious. The Franciscans, because Saint Francis of Assisi was a rebel and he got in a lot of trouble,
Well,
and so all the
they're
friars.
kind of notorious for their beer and wine
Yeah,
production, though. Yeah.
yeah. That though, and they're also metaphysical and mystical. So they're
Yeah.
like they're
Well, they were the happy bunch too. I think that they are credited also with the invention of an early form of tennis that used to be played in their cloisters, closer to handball. But when you
really
started the game, they would say "10A," which is like to begin and touch and stuff like that. So they were okay with the fact that not everything in life has to be miserable duty.
wow. I love it. I love it. So he has a book. Richard Rohr has a book called Falling Upwards, and he talks about second half of life versus first half of life. And you're not quite at the half, but like I am, and there's a conversation that happens. I mean, depends. If you live to 80, you're at
I was
half,
going to
right?
say I might be halfway there. I have no idea. I always felt like I was good, not to dip into the morbid, but I always felt like I wasn't going to make it to old age, but that the years spent would be a little bit fuller, shall we say,
Okay,
squeezing a lot of life into life.
there you go.
I think I'm
Put it
okay with
all.
that. I think I'm
Yeah,
okay with that.
I know. Like health, I would rather have health span versus lifespan anyway.
Agreed.
Like I'd love to live exactly. But you might enjoy the book. I don't know if you listen to audiobooks, but it's a really comforting. When I heard that the rules that applied in my first half of life don't apply to the second half, it helped me to let go of certain things I was holding on to, because that's why you see men have midlife crises where they're in their 60s and they divorce their wife,
Yeah, and they go
they
buy a
buy
Corvette, and
yeah, and they
I was kind of joking with my dad. I was just like, I bought a truck. Is this a midlife crisis? Is this what happened right now? I don't know.
but
I don't know.
you suffer if you're not able to let go. And
Yeah.
so if you're trying to relive your youth in your 50s, 60s, and you're going to be suffering a lot
Yeah.
rather than just go, oh, I'm in this chapter. And there's different things I focus on. One of them is having your life be a contribution for
Yeah.
others, which is what you're doing by donating this piece
I,
too.
well, but my whole life is that way, though. Like I do it on a much more micro level, and I'm not somebody that posts about it or stuff like that. But I mean, I to some degree provide a level of physical, emotional, and financial support to probably my entire inner circle in some way, shape, or form. But it's okay because again, like I feel very lucky that my life turned out the way that it did, and I can't really claim credit for it. I didn't. I mean, I worked hard, but
Yeah,
in our business, working hard is 101. That's like showing up. It doesn't entitle me to anything. It certainly doesn't guarantee me any degree of success. It's
right.
like showing up. It's nothing. It is the basic expectation of your participation in this system. I got really lucky. I
Yeah,
got really lucky that it worked out the way that it did. You know,
right.
I am not somebody that's cut out for like massive quantities of fame. So when this worked, it worked at just the right level. I had just enough visibility that it kept me
Yeah,
alive and afloat for a while, but not so much so that I like couldn't go to the grocery store. Not saying that, but for some folks that
right. For some folks, that's like a problem. That would not be a quality of
like a
life that I
perfect little ribbon.
would necessarily want either, to not be able.
Yeah. I wouldn't. I don't want that, and I don't need the resources that come with that. I like my grungy little garage. I'm happy like this. I'm kind of a grungy guy. Like, I feel out of place in very fancy systems. It feels strange to me.
Right.
This is much more my Steve. Like I said, I feel very grateful and very lucky. I landed where I did, man. It's good. It's good. Good.
Well, man, I'm very humbled by this. I'm just looking at the site. I just pulled it up quickly, and there's Sarah Reichen, the woman who donated, or the one of them was Kate Gerchensen that donated 1,000, and Vanita Spitzer Williams is
That
that.
name
Um,
actually does sound familiar.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm just looking at what an incredible group. Some
Yeah.
were many 500, many people doing 500, but some of them are
Yeah.
several of those are anonymous. There's about, I'm looking at 5 or 6 anonymous
See,
ones
but
on
I
there.
but I love that stuff. I don't know if they're doing that because of technological illiteracy or if they're doing that out of magnanimity. We don't
Well,
know.
they
But
can,
I love the concept of giving without incentive, you
yeah,
know, that the giving is the incentive.
yeah.
That's the thing. Like, I love doing stuff like this. You know, a lot of people will be like, well, you're just doing it for a tax write-off. You think I'm going to report this as a tax write-off? I'm not going to report this. We're going to, whoever gets the piece, I'm going to show you guys the stone. You just take whatever you want. Take it. I will make it for you. It's fine. I like stuff like this. There's a very specific species of satisfaction that comes with acts like this. It's a
You're
very
right.
unique thing, and that feeling can only be attained in this way.
You're
And it's
right.
great.
You're so right, man. Like, I'll never forget. I was listening to this old audiobook of Tony Robbins, and he goes, if you're ever feeling depressed, pull over your car, go to a retirement home, an old folks home, and find out whatever person there has never visited, and go read them a
Yeah.
book or ask them
Do
questions about.
something.
So ask them
Totally.
questions about
Yeah.
their best friend. And if you're usually we're miserable because we're so focused on ourselves. As soon as you do something like this, like what you're doing, what we're doing here, trying to help with this is there's that spark of like, oh, this is why I'm here to actually
Yeah.
make a difference.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's good. Like I said, there's a, and I feel like it's a slippery slope then because you're still talking about something that you're getting, a feeling, a satisfaction, a gratification that you're
Sure.
getting. But again, you know, that is sufficient incentive for some of us. For me, that's great. It's a really, really good feeling, you know,
Yeah.
like if with able to do something, particularly in here. This is just, I like doing things like this. I like making stuff. I like the doing of it. I like the process of it. So if me doing this thing that I like can serve a secondary purpose that's good, that's great. And that's the best kind of multitasking there is. That's good stuff. So
That's true,
I'm in
man.
here all day
Yeah.
anyways. So
Like I'm so
I'm happy to spend a day here contributing
I
something.
love that once you set up your cameras, you can just like hit a button and then you'll be live streaming. And I'll share with you a program so that you can actually live stream to Twitch, to Facebook. You could create a The Fortunate Wanderer Facebook group or a page, so
Yeah.
that you're not, so that you may want to do this, or you might just want to focus on YouTube. But there's some benefits to using a way to go everywhere at once, so that you
Yeah.
can. We'll talk
Yeah.
about it.
Maximize multitasking.
We'll,
I definitely want to do that. I got a couple of friends who are really slick on the
oh,
tech side of things that I'm going to
good.
be,
Oh, good.
that I'm like desperately begging, please help me with computer things because I
Yeah.
will ruin
Now
it.
you will.
I will.
Oh,
I don't know how to do that stuff.
okay.
You just tell me where you want the wires run. I'm your guy.
Yeah, you're
That I
that
can
guy.
do. That I can do. Um, but I need them to tell me what to buy. And I also really hope it's a short list because I got to stop buying stuff. I need to start making money.
Right,
Um,
right.
but hey, man, medical stuff is expensive. Like I don't, you know, I don't live a fancy life. I don't go out ever, literally ever. Most of my meals come out of a rice cooker that I've owned for well, I got a new rice cooker. It's the same one that I've had for like 20 years or something like that. My little brother owns a sushi restaurant, so there's no shortage of rice in my house. I have like two 50-pound bags next to my fridge. So almost every meal involves rice and a protein. Lately, Trader Joe's meatballs. It ain't like I'm living the high life over here. But I don't need to. I'm actually really hungry. I'm gonna go have some meatballs and some rice.
I'll
I gotta
let you
stop with
go.
these.
I'll let you go, man. I'll call you. Go eat, and Kate needs me for something, but I'll text you. I want to call and just talk to you about Patreon. And there's a really cool way that your community can get like
Yeah.
have a way to sit with you and like kind of as you're working
I
and
want
feel
there
like
I want there to be an element of that. I want them to be able to see like the whole design process about literally like here's a bunch of rocks in a box. We're gonna pick this one up here, and I'm like, I like this one. It's kind of
yeah,
big, so we either make like a giant statement ring or a necklace or a cuff or something like that,
yeah,
and then you know they can see the whole thing. All
yeah.
of it happens in what I'm going to assume is probably it was 100 square feet. You know, so it's all, and I'm just in my little twisty chair. All of my surfaces are basically within arm's reach. So
We're both in our
yeah,
Jermaine, this is my music studio and we're both in our like circle chairs. I just turned on the comments for one moment just to thank everybody again. And if you're watching this in the future, it'll be up. And if it's before the 25th of October, you can still win Ryan's goodie. And we'll draw from that pool the video from you as well, so that there's be like the second prize will be like you just doing a personal video saying like, hey, Sherry, thanks for the like you can do like a birthday video or something.
Yeah, we'll do the whole. I'll make sure everybody's taken care of.
Yes. Thank you. Thanks so much, Ryan.
Yeah, man, my pleasure. My pleasure. I'll be around. We'll touch base later.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you, everybody. So generous, so freaking awesome. I love you, bud. Thanks.
Seriously. Thanks, guys. I'll talk to you soon, bro.
Okay, bye. Bye. Thank you, everyone. I just wanted to let Ryan go. I seriously can't believe your generosity and just your love of this human, of Ryan. Like, I knew he had great fans, but you guys are just next level. So thank you. What we'll try to do is, so whatever you've donated into the pool, we'll try to come out with like an extra prize, so that it'll be the donation, him making you the jewelry, and then a video from him, and we'll try to come up with a really fun third prize as well. So check the link in my bio. You can still do that. And I love and appreciate you guys. All right, see you later. Bye.